So guys, now we are going to talk about how brands can win Gen now with mobile marketing. As we all know, mobile marketing is unique in its own sense that it reaches people in real time right where they are. And marketing to Gen now comes with a set of challenges. To understand this deeply, we have been joined by Ms. Vasuta Agarwal, who is the Senior Vice President and Managing Director, Asia Pacific InMobi. Over to you, Vasuta.
Hi everyone, good morning. It's a pleasure being here today. I'm Vasuta Agarwal and I head the Asia Pacific business at InMobi. In today's keynote, we'll talk about a very important topic which has been on everyone's mind as we went through the pandemic over the last 2 years. It's about driving personalization, innovation, and engagement at scale with mobile. We'll cover a couple of areas in today's keynote. The first and foremost is understanding the ever evolving Gen Now consumers and how consumer behaviors have changed over the last 2 years. What does this mean for marketeers, and how do marketeers then build mobile marketing maturity to tackle this evolving consumer behavior? How can you actually drive personalization, innovation, and engagement, or PI as we call it, to win these mobile first consumers? And at the end, we'll talk about some interesting examples of how brands have actually leveraged PI and made an impact in the industry. So let's spend a little bit of time understanding the consumer behavior on mobile and how consumers' expectations, preferences, choices have changed over the last 2 years. Uh, if you look at some of the data on the slide here, which is actually from TRI as of September 2021, you'll see that out of the total internet population in the country of more than 800 million internet users, almost 97% of them accessed it through mobile in 2021. So India's internet users are truly mobile first. Similarly, when users are spending time on mobile, almost 90% or more is being spent on apps. So we've really seen a stick shift change in behavior of users when it comes to mobile apps. And lastly, we've also seen that more than 60% consumers actually tried a new or alternate brand on their mobile phones during the course of the pandemic. All of these things have also led to a change in the consumer shopping behavior or purchase behavior on mobile. If you look at the right side, you'll see that consumers are going through all parts of the shopping journey, whether it's learning, exploring, or buying on their mobile phones. And interestingly, mobile offers a very non-linear shopping journey, which allows the user to compare prices, look at reviews, go and purchase a product, even return the product on their mobile and go back into the journey. So it's a very different experience that consumers are starting to expect now, and it is up to brands and marketeers to see how do they live up to the consumer expectations when it comes to personalized discovery, offers, and services from brands. Let's switch gears and see what does this change in behavior mean for marketeers. Are brands ready to tackle this change that we are seeing in the ecosystem? There are four areas which brands essentially need to look at when they think of these mobile first and Gen Now consumers. The first is around data and consumer intelligence. Are brands ready in terms of their insights, data capabilities when it comes to driving marketing decisions? The second big one is around the technology stack. Do brands have the right technology stack for processing, storing, and using this data to make marketing decisions? Do they have the right technology stack to offer personalized experiences to their customers? So the technology stack element again becomes an important one. The third is around ad experiences. Are consumers really trying to serve their users in terms of innovation, in terms of engaging ad experiences, for example, video and related innovations? Brands also need to look at a fourth dimension now increasingly because users have become more and more demanding. Are they able to really deliver a storytelling experience and use their creatives for storytelling on mobile when it comes to engaging their users? All of these dimensions are extremely important, and as brands think of engaging these Gen Now consumers, they have to look at building mobile marketing maturity along these four dimensions. So what does it mean to drive, personalization, innovation, and engagement at scale, right? Let's look at what each of these three dimensions of pie mean. The first one is around personalization. If you look at the biggest shift in the consumer behavior in the mobile first economy, it is around the expectation of personalization from brands. Consumers have four key expectations. They want the brand to meet them where they are, which is on their mobile phone. They want the brand to know their preferences, tastes, choices. They want the brand to tweak their services, offers, products based on those choices and preferences. And lastly, they want the brand to continuously engage and check in with the right information, right touch points in the most effective manner. So, if these are such high expectations that consumers have, brands really need to think about how to deliver personalization at scale. And a recent McKinsey report actually suggested that more than 70% of consumers expect brands to deliver these interactions in a personalized way, and more than 75% actually get frustrated when they don't get that experience. And if we look at some of the brands which have actually started offering personalized experiences, we'll see that they have benefited immensely from it. It's not just about customer experience, but almost a 5 to 25% lift in revenue has been observed for brands which deliver personalized experiences to their consumers. So there is a material impact in business that brands can expect if they go all out on the personalization dimension of pie. Let's look at the second dimension, right? The second dimension is around innovation. Now, all of us know how difficult it is to get a consumer's attention in a very cluttered environment, keeping pace with the customers, trying to get ahead of competition. All of these are difficult aspects for brands to tackle, and therefore, the dimension of innovation becomes extremely critical for brands. And how can you deliver innovation, right? You have to be able to meet the dimension of reach, you have to be able to meet the dimension of data and intelligence, and have the opportunity to do so in an innovative way. Here are just two examples that I thought were worth sharing on the innovation side, which were done last year by two brands, one in the cryptocurrency space and one in the edutech space. So the first one was CoinSwitch Kube, which actually tried to innovate by making their entire campaign very educational. They were trying to demystify the world of cryptocurrency, and therefore they created content-led experiences on Glance with Us. And they created things like polls, quizzes, interactive media, and got users to actually start talking about cryptocurrency. And therefore they were able to create this experience of kaun banega cryptopathy, and were able to educate millennials about the many opportunities that exist in the world of cryptocurrency. So very interesting way to innovate, to engage customers, and get them talking about the whole cryptocurrency ecosystem. The second was by Upgrad in the edutech space, where they tried to bring in the dimension of cricket into their campaign. Now, cricket is used a lot, but the way they used it by bringing in the use of data science into cricket, and they actually using that position themselves as a leader in specialization courses, because the campaign from them actually tried to tie the relevance of data science into modern day cricket. Again, a very innovative, very unique way to bring cricket and data science together. So I thought these were great examples of what brands are doing on the innovation side, and taking it at scale for users. The third dimension is around engagement. Engagement is absolutely critical because a lot of times brands may succeed on personalization and even innovation, but can lose out on actually getting the ROI on their ad spends if they don't deliver this last mile experience of engagement. Customers, again, here are very demanding. They want a native engagement that provides active, enjoyable, and rewarded experiences. We've already seen a lot of these benefits in the world of mobile video, in the mobile world of gamification. And we've actually seen through some of the surveys that we've conducted that, for example, if users are playing a game, almost 82% of them actually prefer to watch an ad to progress in the game, right? And the kind of click-through rates, VCRs we've seen, view-through rates on video in the gaming world is through the roof. So clearly, there are some formats which are more engaging than others, and brands need to use them to the best of their ability. Another very high engagement format is, there are new forms of engagement and personalization coming, like the glance lock screen, which reaches over 160 million users in India. And brands are looking to deliver their communication using the whole native lock feed experience on glance. And we'll talk about again some interesting examples which leveraged personalization, innovation, and engagement to deliver a very, very mobile first experience to users. So let's talk about another very popular brand, right, which is Sprite. How did Sprite go about it? I mean, it's again, a cricket season. So Sprite actually did this during IPL last year, where they wanted to target young adults during the IPL season. So what they did is they actually leveraged gamified video content on Glance to connect and engage with these young adults during IPL. And they actually created a property called Sprite Cricket Premier League, which was a virtual cricket tournament which was closely associated with the IPL format. And the way they went about capturing user attention and engagement was that users were actually nudged to play now on the screen, on the lock screen. And once they clicked, they were taken to a very immersive, very rich experience of a stadium where the user could actually play. And we saw that, as more and more users played, their engagement went through the roof. We saw record-breaking engagement in almost 5 days of the tournament. And another twist or innovation to the whole campaign was that users who were continuously engaged, who were high intent users, were also directed to buy the Sprite products from e-commerce platforms, different like Amazon, Flipkart, Big Basket, and so on. So while there was an element of gamification, experiential immersion for the user, there was also a call to action for them to actually buy the product. So very sort of, I would say, not just high on engagement but also innovation and offering personalized products and services to the users. So the whole thing of pi was very well utilized here. And here you see how the whole flow came in from playing now, going into an immersive tournament experience, and then this is sort of the game with the leaderboard and so on. So this is how they were able to really engage users. Another interesting example, again coming to the cryptocurrency space, was by CoinDCX. This was during T20 World Cup. And here again, they were trying to win Gen Now customers and get them to come and sign up on CoinDCX. And they chose to use the T20 World Cup series to do that. And again, they took a very innovative step to doing it, right? They partnered with Glance for a host of brand integrations and sponsored segments, and created a very personalized experience for users. So users were not just watching cricket with commentators in a one-way kind of mode, but it was an experience of actually a watch-along live session for every match, with commentators, with celebrities for the users. And the brand was able to sort of do everything from logo sponsorships to celebrating milestones during the matches. There was elements of branded emojis, there were elements of taking polls by the users. So really it became from just a one way viewing experience to an interactive, immersive, and engaging experience for users through this campaign that CoinDCX did. And what it led to in terms of benefits for CoinDCX was not just the engagement and the innovation that they drove, but also they were able to get to their goals of user acquisition, of remarketing, and getting users back to their app. And they were able to create a very personalized experience for users here. So clearly, you can see how brands have been already creating disruption by using the three elements of Pi. And I thought it's interesting to see what and how they have been, doing this in the course of the last 2 years as we went through the pandemic and consumer behaviors change. So, clearly mobile is becoming the backbone of marketing. And brand strategy has to, aim to understand, identify, engage, and attract customers on mobile. And any brands which do not leverage this power of personalization, innovation, and engagement through mobile marketing will potentially risk losing these new consumers as we go into 2022. So I would say, all brands should look at these elements and try to get their piece of the pie, no pun intended. And thank you all so much for listening in today.
That was quite insightful. Thank you so much, Ms. Vasuta.